This most recent Bitcoin pump causes some questions to come up because we've hit the $30,000 range again after coming down, and we've seen another sharp rejection. If we take a closer look at this on, say, the 1 hour time frame, you can see just how sharp this rejection was here for Bitcoin. From our high down to our low, we fell by 4 or 5% within 15 hours, and we are now kind of trying to recover our way back up. But the problem that this has presented is, if we look at this on the chart that I've got just kind of outlining the only levels that are important on this chart, in my opinions, we've got the 27k area here and the 30k area here and a midpoint. And this is where we've actually got a little bit of good news, to be honest, because we managed to bounce off that midpoint line, and this is a really important level for the market right here, in my opinion. As I've been covering with you on this YouTube channel for a while, this is exactly where Bitcoin was finding resistance when it was finding, when it was kind of consolidating for like 3 weeks before breaking out higher. So the fact that we managed to find a bit of support here is good, but what it could be indicating is that we need to get another test to the downside, right? Like, if we keep getting sharp rejections here, like we were showing a lot of strength down here, and on this rally it was looking really good. And by the way, there's also some good weekend volume here. I'm going to talk to you about that in just a second. This all has some really strong implications for what might be coming up next in terms of some nice, cool price targets for Bitcoin. So I'll be getting to that later on in this YouTube video. Make sure you smash up the likes if you are excited for that. And of course, by the way, I do want to bring up that Bybit mandatory KYC goes into effect within less than 48 hours now. So if you want to take advantage of a brand new exchange that only requires, well, nothing, and doesn't ask you for a selfie, doesn't ask you for your ID, or anything like that, you can check out BingX. You're going to get some huge bonuses here. You can get $500 just straight for trading. That's only for the first 50 of you guys that start trading using my link, and with other bonuses you have over $5,000 ready for you to claim. But I don't even care about that stuff. That's cool. You get free money to trade with. That is very, very cool. I mean, it's literally just more money in your account that you can trade with. But the crazy stuff is that they've got access to stocks, forex, indices, and commodities all within this one platform, and they still won't require KYC for you to trade them as well. So check it out with the link in the description down below. You're going to find it with this link here, and Bitflex as well. This is an exchange that 𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗙𝗟 has been talking about. You guys may like this. I've put this down here. I'm going to be using them a little bit as well. They also don't require KYC, so it is well worth checking out. But if you do want to trade those stocks, you want to take advantage of that free cash for more than $5,000 in bonuses, BingX is the place to be. Follow this link in the description. But let's come back to the video here, and actually I want to show you a few charts. So the first one here just kind of illustrates how treacherous this resistance area has been, and then where our support area would be from here. See, this is like a 6% drop now to get down from a little bit more now to get from where we are down to this area of support. And again, you know, just a little test that would be nice, just to show us that we are still in the game. But as far as the fractal that I've been talking to you guys about, right? Remember when I would kind of put two charts side by side and show you that you know, Bitcoin previously with this price action, where is it? This is Ethereum. What am I doing? Where Bitcoin previously with its price action, you know, actually managed to form a really nice kind of breakout to the upside with a pattern that looks a lot like what we're in right now, right? So we're kind of still, like, this is still in play. I don't think that we've invalidated this. If we actually take a look at this right here, so you can start to make it out very clearly that we are forming something very similar, and we would basically be right at the end, kind of right around here, getting ready to then break out higher. We have started to you know, behave a little bit differently. The fractal didn't work exactly as expected because we fell a little bit lower, and now this consolidation range is, I don't know, a little bit too big, I guess. You know, but for the most part, we're following the same kind of overall steps, right? Like, we had the big consolidation, the fake out, the consolidation again, you know, big consolidation, fake out, consolidation again, and then getting ready to blast off, right? So that is still in play, and nothing has changed here. But I'll tell you what has changed. It's the data on the 𝗤𝗡𝗏's dashboard. Now, this is a really big deal to me, and I want to show you why right here. First of all, we've seen the fear and greed index come back a little bit. It's nothing crazy, but if we go ahead and refresh this page and just look at like the kind of data that we are seeing right now, we've been seeing a gradual drop. Again, nothing crazy, from 64 down to 61 and now 60. It's definitely not the best, but we're not as high as we were before. And crucially, if we take a look back at this 𝗤𝗏𝗏's dashboard, we now have a majority short retail trading audience on Binance, and that is a big deal. That is where actually you know, this analysis starts to become a lot more exciting, because if we're looking at a situation here, ladies and gents, where the long and short ratio has now tipped in the opposite direction, we're still consolidating at our highs and so on, we're still doing okay. But if we're looking at a situation where majority of traders that are retail on Binance are now going short, well, they're trading against top traders, and Bybit remains even. So this is a really big deal in my opinion, because for the first time in a very, very long time now, we've got a bullish setup which retail traders do not agree with, and I think that requires some attention. You know, look, we could be revisiting the lows, you know, and this is something that I want to talk to you about with regards to volume and so on. You know, the dollar looks like it's about to collapse and fall off a cliff, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second as well in this YouTube video. But one of the big things that we need to make sure that we're just kind of keeping in mind right now is that nothing has changed with the state of this market. You know, if we just kind of quickly recap some really important facts, which you know, are quite useful to kind of ground ourselves right now. You know, we did I mean, first of all, we had and this is really useful, guys, to be able to do at times like this, because we get tunnel vision and we kind of forget what we're actually at. You know, if we measure from our high to our low, it took Bitcoin more than 1 year to fall down to its low, which was a 77% crash. Now, granted, Bitcoin's bear markets can be deeper than this, and I want to point out to you, just so that we are being thorough here. Wow, Bybit didn't exist back here. Okay, I can't show you that. Let me take this on another chart. Bitstamp, yeah, we'll definitely have the price history. You know, Bitcoin from its high in 2017 down to its low in 2018, it managed to fall by 83%, and it took roughly around the same period of time. Our current bear market that we've just that we're in right now has actually been a little bit longer. And what's a big, you know, what makes this important is that if we go back to the current chart now, like, yes, we haven't dumped by enough, but let's continue looking at the facts and just kind of understand where we are now with this current state in the market. You know, we have managed to rally from our low to our high by 100%. We have doubled our low, a little bit more than that actually. But in between, we've had a pullback that went 10% down, another one that went 21% down, but back tested the 200-day moving average. Guys, I was telling you about how important this was back then, and you know why I entered my long position based off it. I'm still in this fucking long position. To be honest, guys, I'm kind of sick of it, but Bitcoin is just moving really slowly, and I'm not going to close my position until I've been invalidated. That's the thing, right? Like, I mean, you know, a lot of people, they get their winners and they just kind of quickly scramble to close them because they're scared that their winners are going to turn into losers. You know, and that, you know, that might actually be true. You know, if you don't have that kind of confidence in your trading, that's probably because you're not a good trader and you just kind of know that. You know, that's the harsh reality that I had to face a lot. You know, as a trader, as I was learning. I'm obviously still learning, but you know, back before, when I was you know, still horrible as well. You know, the fact that I had low confidence in myself was a symptom of not having a good strategy. You know, and by the way, if you're looking to upgrade that game, if you want to really step that up, you know, VIP is where we've been able to do that for a lot of traders, hundreds if not thousands. It's been an incredibly successful project here, and if you want to get inside, you can follow these steps on screen. But you know, I've been happy in this position. Like I said, I traded it on Bybit, and I'm going to continue to trade on Bybit after the KYC implementation within less than 48 hours. By the way, if you want to do the KYC, now is the time. Don't do it after the deadline. But of course, if you don't want to trade on Bybit, like I said, I mean, you know, the fact that I made this trade on Bybit, you know, is a testament to how much I appreciate the exchange and how much I use it, because it's got great tech and so on. BingX right up the same alley, and again with some really cool bonuses. But more importantly, I don't care about the bonuses, I can't stress this enough. Access to trade stocks, forex indices, and commodities, that is fucking crazy. That is worth more than the $30,000 bonus on Bybit, in my opinion. And again, you don't even have to do KYC for this stuff, you know, so even if that news doesn't affect you, this is still a really good exchange to be on. PrimeXBT, also linked to the description, will also allow you to trade these same markets as well, so that's really cool. Definitely check them both out. Again, back to the market here, we're considering the facts, and what we need to keep in mind right now, like I said, I've kept my position open for this same reason, is that because we've just kind of been sideways for so long, basically what we've had here was this deep, you know, and it was deep, what was it, like 20% crash, right, from 25k down to 22% crash. you know, down to 19.7, and the crash started at 25. Definitely a deep correction down, you know, and now we've had another very deep correction in terms of time, right? I mean, this has taken a really long time, and we're still just trading sideways. So, you know, when we start to just pause for a second and remind ourselves of the facts that are at play in this market, well, we're in a bull market. I mean, we're in a bull trend. We're not in a bull market, but we're in a bullish trend right now. We've formed several strong pullbacks, or I should say corrections, and we're in the second one right now, you know, and we're just kind of consolidating at resistance. And now the latest development is that the retail traders aren't even optimistic about the market anymore, while the fear and greed index is dropping, while the dollar is getting ready to fucking die, you know. And at the same time, if we look at the S&P 500, we've seen a beautiful recovery here, ladies and gents. This was yesterday's trading activity, because today is a Saturday. We haven't seen this market open today, but it's super clear, and I was outlining this to you on this YouTube channel as well, guys. Do me a favor and smash up the likes if you remember this analysis. I was talking to you about how first I'm expecting a deep pullback, maybe we retest this line. Then I said probably just a shallow pullback, and obviously that turned into more of a pullback. But what I said next is maybe we just kind of consolidate and then get ready to break up. So that's still in play. Again, you know, if we just kind of read between the lines and understand what this chart is showing us, what it's showing us is that from this level, the first time we hit this level, we got a steep rejection. The second time we hit this level, we got a very small rejection, and it couldn't hold. We did get rejected again, but we found support at the very same area. Guys, you have to read between the lines here. Take a look at this resistance area that's now turned into support. This is a really big deal. This is not a strong area on the chart, in my opinion. If we zoom out and look at the areas that I've defined on this chart, this green box, pretty fucking important. It was resistance on the way up to our all-time high. We consolidated around here. We found bounces around here. Pretty big deal. This yellow box, same thing. Lots of consolidation, lots of support, lots of resistance. Very important level. But this green one in the middle, this is a mini support area, right? There's just not much to the support area. It's just not that important. But look at the fact that we're bouncing off it. Guys, if you're able to use weak areas of support and then actually bounce off them, what does that tell you about how much strength there is in the market? Or what does that tell you, more importantly, about how much weakness there is in the market? If the market is weak, well, then you're probably not going to bounce off weak support levels. But if the market is strong, you probably are going to bounce off weak support levels. And so we, you know, kind of put this all in the context of where the S&P 500 is right now. The fact that we've already broken out of a bearish trend, the fact that we've been consolidating for a while, and the fact that, again, like I said with the dollar, we're just kind of waiting for it to roll over, guys. You know, I mean, it's the same chart. The chart doesn't change. That's the thing. It's like, it's just sentiment that's changing. You guys have heard me if you've been watching me while these things have been developing, because guys, I've been making YouTube videos on this market damn near every day for years, right? For years. Yes, I'll take breaks. Sometimes the breaks are very long, but for the most part, it's been nearly every day for multiple years. And you've seen how over this time, the thought process hasn't really changed too much, right? My thought process only really changes when the market reverses. You know, up here, I was telling you I expect the dollar to drop. Those of you that are subscribed, you're going to remember that very well. I want to know in the comments, do you remember when I was telling you the dollar index would drop? Just type in the comments. I remember when you said it would drop. I'm very curious how many of you actually remember that, because that was a really impressive bit of analysis that I gave you guys. You know, and obviously around that time, a little bit later than that, actually it took me a while, but a little bit later than that, I became mega bullish on Bitcoin as well. You know, just before Bitcoin started to break up above $20,000, while Bitcoin was still down in the trenches, down at 17K and so on. You guys are going to remember, the videos are still up, just go back and watch them, that I was telling you I'm bullish on the market. Now we're looking at another potentially really big setup in this market, and I'm telling you guys that I think we're going to be dropping down. I don't want to drop down. If the US dollar gets weaker, that means everyone gets poorer. But if that's what the chart is telling me, I'm not just going to look away and pretend it's not happening at the same time. You know, gold, take a look at this. Nice pullback here after setting a brand new all-time high. Again, as we predicted on this YouTube channel. It's weird, right? Like I'm not saying anything crazy. I'm kind of just saying things that are very logical to you guys. But it works. Like, it actually works as traders, and that's the best part. You don't actually have to make your life too difficult. You just kind of pay attention to the logic, right? There's a lot of inflation. Gold will probably go up. I'm not saying crazy shit right here. It's just normal stuff. Again, to be able to trade gold right here without KYC, BingX is your place. Check it out with this link in the description. No KYC, over $5,000 in bonuses. Very, very cool opportunity indeed. Gold still looking strong. Guys, the reason that all of this stuff is important is that if gold is looking strong, if the S&P 500 looks like it's about to break out, and gold has already set a new all-time high, and the dollar is about to collapse, and Bitcoin is still just at resistance, guys, I can't stress this enough. The fact that we're still at resistance shows us that bears cannot take the price down, right? Like, if we've been able to hold at resistance for a month and a half, that's a month and a half that the bears have not mounted a solid attack on Bitcoin. If they can't mount a solid attack on Bitcoin and everything else that generally pulls Bitcoin up, like the S&P 500, like gold, with very clear mathematical correlations, there's just no room for interpretation on this, right? Maybe on a super long time horizon, maybe it's a little bit different, but it's super clear, especially in these last few years, that these traditional finance markets matter for Bitcoin. If they're healthy, Bitcoin is typically healthy as well. Typically, there are exceptions. There's decoupling events that happen every single day, every single minute. But for the most part, I mean, look at the numbers. You'd be a fool to deny it, really. I mean, it's dangerous to deny stuff like this because it's so plain and fucking obvious that, you'd be denying reality, and you can't do that as a trader. You'll lose money. It's dangerous. You can't put yourself in that position. When we've got all of these factors and the long and short ratio now showing us that retail is bearish, you know what I mean? I mean, look, this could change, right? Because this is, almost day trading stuff. This is pretty quick, data. This can definitely change and go back to being majority bullish. And you know what? It probably will if Bitcoin gets the breakout. But it's the fact that Bitcoin is so high in this range. Bitcoin is still holding above its midpoint line, and people are now bearish on it. That's where I just gotta, I have to start calling judgment into question. Look at Ethereum here. This is huge. I'm gonna make a video on Ethereum right after this one. We've got a huge drop for Ethereum right here on this chart, strongly indicating that this market could be due for some blood as well. I'll be covering all of that with you on the 𝗬𝗙𝗧𝗍 daily channel. It's always linked at the top of the description. By the way, guys, I'm really sorry. The link to the 𝗬𝗙𝗧𝗍 daily channel has been incorrect for at least the last couple of days. I have no idea why, but I just didn't manage my YouTube channel properly. So this link, the top link in the description, would actually take you back to the main channel. Obviously, that's not supposed to happen. When you click it, it's supposed to take you here to the 𝗬𝗙𝗧𝗍 daily channel, which is just struggling to load up. There we go. So I made a little Pepe video yesterday. You're going to be seeing another Pepe video today, another Ethereum video, probably another 𝗪 video as well. So a lot of hot coins that I'm going to be talking about in today's videos for the 𝗬𝗙𝗧𝗍 daily channel. If you are interested, just make sure that you are subscribed to that channel now, and I'll get back to you guys right there after this video. Again, with where the price is, with not a whole lot changing, but the development staying strong and the development outside of crypto looking pretty good with traditional finance, I'm still optimistic. I don't want to be blind with my optimism, but at the same time, I don't want to deny super obvious facts. The fact that Bitcoin's consolidating at resistance and so on. These are the setups that lead to prices going up. Does it mean it has to happen? No, obviously not. But as a trader, I'm interested in probabilities. I don't care about being 100% correct. I don't care about being correct at all, to be honest. I just care about positioning myself where the probabilities are in my favor, and then I just kind of wait, right? Then I'm just going to kick back, gonna hit the fucking gym, go for a hike, live my life, and the market will do the work for me. I've never found an approach other than that works for me. So there you go. If you have enjoyed this video, guys, do me a favor and smash up those likes. Double check that you are subscribed to this YouTube channel. Make sure you got the bell icon checked, because obviously this content is very time sensitive. Take advantage of all the offers available to you. Lots of free money in bonuses and without KYC. Very, very cool access to some cool markets as well. And if you're interested in joining 𝗬𝗙𝗧𝗍 VIP, learning from me about how to trade, so on and so forth, you can get all the information for that right here in the description. All right, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this one. You know what to do if you have, and I'll see you all in the next one. Cheers.